Hey guys, this is Avilo here, bringing you metagame update number, I think it's 8 or 9, I'll have to look up the number. But yeah, this is a very depressing metagame update because the most recent patch has been released for the Heart of the Swarm beta. I'm just shaking my head. I think everybody is shaking their heads right now that it's playing this, because they actually made fungal growth stronger than it is in Wings of Liberty. They buffed fungal growth. They kept it a projectile and they buffed the range to 10. So it's a projectile. It shoots not quite as fast as an EMP, but almost as fast as an EMP from a ghost, and it shoots from 10 range. An effective 11 range if you hit on the outside of the fungal growth radius. So they've actually buffed the infestor. Oh my god. They actually somehow buffed the infestor. I'm not joking. If you haven't read the if you haven't read the patch notes for the most recent patch, just go on Team Liquid. Go on the forums. I'm opening them up on the forums here, the Battle.net forums. Just they actually managed to do this. So if you're wondering why this is a buff, it's because you're not going to miss fungals. In the hands of a Masters, Grandmasters, Pro Gamer, anybody for low Masters and up, you're not going to miss fungals on things like Vikings, clumps of Protoss Death Balls, and in ZVZ, Mass Roach, Infestor, Hydra. A pro player, even a low-level Masters player, is not going to be missing any fungals with his projectile, and on top of that, now when you do land your fungal, you have a nice comfy 10 range to keep fungaling the opponent. It's basically worse than Wings of Liberty. I actually, after a couple games on the beta, I closed the beta and I loaded up Wings of Liberty and I played some TVZ there and proceeded to lose to Broodlord Infest. Well, I won one TVZ against somebody that was just massing infestors, and I barely won. Barely, and then the next games I lost to of course it's only TVZ on the ladder because only Zergs play Wings of Liberty now. But yeah, it's the Wings of Liberty right now for a Terran player. You're actually better off playing Wings of Liberty than you are Heart of the Swarm beta. If you want a more, Terran's actually stronger in Wings of Liberty right now. If you can imagine that, Zerg is still pretty imbalanced as hell in Wings of Liberty, but Terran's actually better against Zerg in Wings of Liberty than they are in the beta right now. It's pretty mind-boggling. Oh, this patch makes me sick. Literally, I'm like sniffling and stuff. But yeah, this the infestor, they made it stronger. I don't know how this got through anyone. Like, I'm assuming at Blizzard they have meetings and everything, right? I don't know. Maybe somebody did not raise their hand and said, "Hey, guys, don't you think this is actually stronger than the Wings of Liberty infestor that everybody is, you know, rightfully complaining about? Like, apparently there was not that guy at the meeting. You know, I'm not sure if it's just David Kim and Dustin Browder, but they don't have that guy there. It's like, you know, this is actually very bad. So, you know, I'm thinking this was not even their idea. I'm not going to say who would have proposed such a stupid, inane idea, but this was a very bad change. So that was just one of the changes. The Widow Mine has been nerfed, so bye-bye mech TVP. Every patch, you know, Hellions becoming bio units makes Archons do an extra 10 damage to Battle Hellions. So patch by patch, Blizzard started off, you know, with change we can believe in for mech TVP, and they've slowly but surely killed mech TVP every patch. You know, along with the Tempest changes, buffs, Stormhost buffs, Viper buffs, along with all these other things in the game, they've slowly but surely killed mech. They killed mech TVP, and they continue to kill it. You know, this Widow Mine nerf is further making mech TVP even worse than it was. But now they're actually they're trying to kill mech TVP in Terran vs Zerg too, and Terran vs Terran. By the time the beta's done, if things keep going this direction, Terran won't have any new units. Everything that Terran has will be shittier than before. That's the other thing. I didn't do a metagame update on the Raven change, or maybe I did. I don't remember that, but they actually made the Raven worse. There's the patch where they buffed Terran. Oh, I did do a metagame update on this. You know that patch, the metagame update I did, where I said that they added Terran back into the game? Yeah, well, they the next patch after that, this patch, they removed Terran from the game again. They just sort of like said, okay, fuck Terran, you're not going to be playing this game. So basically, one patch they went from actually giving, you know, a little bit of incentive for Terrans to get this game, to this patch they just basically removed Terran from the game. They nerfed, you know, the armory, they nerfed the medevacs, they nerfed the Widow Mine. The Widow Mine's the only new unit. The Battle Hellion's there too, but it's like, come on, it's the Hellion. So at this point, they screwed over your Raven. If you're a Terran player, they screwed over the Raven. It's bad now until they revert it, which, if they're smart, they will revert it pretty soon and hopefully buff it and make it better. You have a Widow Mine that is terrible now against Protoss. It's questionably good against Zerg. It's just they nerfed the Widow Mine. They nerfed the only new unit Terran has. They nerfed they introduced the new medevac changes, and they immediately nerfed them the next patch. Yeah. What else did they do? The armory changes, they introduced those. The next patch, they immediately nerfed those for some reason. So yeah. Mech TVP's not viable. The Raven sucks now. The Widow Mine is about to suck pretty hardcore. Basically, Terran is back to the patch before they did any buff. You know, everybody knew it wouldn't last, that they wouldn't actually buff Terran. They immediately re-nerfed Terran with like the lowest sample size of data possible, but they keep everything else the same for the other two races. So I'm speechless right now. Like, alright, let me be constructive. What could they do? What could Blizzard do here for Terran players? You know, the Raven revert it. Like, revert the change. Like, I don't think Blizzard understands that the Raven splash damage on the Secret Missile was necessary for TVZ late game against Broodlord Corruptor Infestor. Having the Secret Splash was actually necessary. Now, Zerg can just go mass Broodlord Corruptor. They don't even need Infestor. They just mass Corruptors. You know, you're not going to deal with it. So they need to revert that and put it back. And on top of that, you know, fuck it. They just need to use my change. Like, Corvid Reactor increases Raven starting energy to 100. This is the buff the Raven needs in terms of accessibility. I've already talked about this like 5,000 times. I don't know how else I could say it, but like, I've already tested this in the unit tester myself, and it makes a huge difference. Just waiting only 25 energy instead of 50 energy for a Secret Missile is huge. It doesn't change anything else with the unit. The missile is exactly the same, point defense is the same, everything else is the same. All it does is it makes the Secret Missile more accessible, gives a little bit more leeway on tech switches, so they... Yeah, that's actually the best change they could do for the Raven. Battle Hellion. It's a bio unit. That's bad. They need to revert that as well. That's hurting mech TVP, and it doesn't really add anything anywhere else, because you're not going to really have Battle Hellions with medevacs if you're going mech. That's just something that it's pointless. Even Morrow, I believe, on the private forums, on the pro forums or whatever, was, saying, hey, revert that. Sort of dumb, if I remember correctly. Because, I mean, why is it a bio unit? It doesn't make any sense. It hurts, it's like, I don't know, man, it's like one step forward, 2 steps backwards when it comes to mech TVP. Like, you add in the Battle Hellion to be a good mech unit against charge lots, but then you make it suck against Archons because you gave it the bio flag. So the Battle Hellion should be a mech unit, not a bio unit. There's already enough bio. See, what else could they do for Terran? Add a new unit into the game. This one's obvious. Like, the Widowmine's not enough right now. It's pretty obvious. The Widowmine's just not enough. Like, what is the incentive to buy this game if you're a Terran player? Like, they need to, bring back the Warhound, suck it up, admit, they were wrong again. It's a lot of. I was gonna make a thread about this, but myself, if you guys remember Orb on Team Liquid, we had made threads about how the Warhound was extremely bad in design, and it was. Legitimately, it was pretty bad. And how that wasn't really mech or positional play or anything. The thing is, they haven't done anything. Like, we made all these posts about how the Warhound was terrible and everything, under the assumption that Blizzard would be competent enough to make mech TVP good with siege tanks, like positional play, a good version of the Widowmine, not a shitty 2-supply inefficient version, and none of that has happened. Like, so we were wrong. They should have just kept the Warhound in the game because yeah. At this rate, mech TVP is not going to be viable because they're not. They haven't done any changes to really make it viable. They've done some here and there, but like I said, they go 1 step forward, 2 steps back. They give you a Widowmine that lets you invest Vespian gas into factories earlier on in the game, but then what do? They make it so it can't detect cloaked units. So now, in order to be safe against Dark Templars when you want to go mech, you need a starport. That's 100 Vespian gas. You need a Raven. That's 200 Vespian gas in a vulnerable unit. So that's 300 Vespian gas that could have been 3 factories. So they just keep, they keep adding, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Now it doesn't detect Dark Templar, so you need to now you need to put all these resources into the useless starport, into a Raven that's arguably will be useless if the Protoss knows what they're doing, because Protoss against mech builds charge lots, Archons, and Immortals, and a Raven doesn't really help against that. So, mech TVP is not looking good. It's like, so I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. If you're Terran, if I was the average consumer and I happened to play Terran and love Terran and I was a mega Terran fanboy, I wouldn't buy this game. Well, I would only buy it for the campaign. I wouldn't really buy it for the multiplayer, or I would switch race, which I may have to consider doing that, because at this point it's like, what the fuck. I mean, there's still time to change stuff, but according, I don't know what their timetable is, but everybody's saying that, they apparently have the date on this to be in March. So what I'm thinking is, they're going to release a pretty unfinished product. Maybe not, but at this rate, they aren't doing shit with mech TVP. They buffed the infestor, made the Raven shittier. I don't know, man. This metagame update is really depressing, and I'm sorry about that. Like, there's one other thing I was gonna say here. Oh, I'm done. I won't be playing the beta anymore until until the next patch, where they change something with Terran, add something, do something to Terran. I'm done. And this is the other thing. You can only do this so much before people say they're done. I'm done with this. I'm gonna go play League of Legends. I'm gonna go play, Defense of the Ancients 2 or whatever. Like, or I'm just gonna do other stuff. Like, I guess I'll, you can only go, like, this recent patch making buffing the infestor to be stronger than the Wings of Liberty version. That's gonna, that's like, there's no other way to say it. That's just complete incompetence. Just complete and utter incompetence. That's, it's just utter incompetence. So, if they don't, I'll start playing again when they fix Terran or do stuff to Terran to make Terran worthwhile to play in the expansion. And I am a pretty known player for whatever reasons, my play style, my rage on stream every now and then, or whatever, But if you have players like that are as into the game as me, that are like saying, I'm telling you guys, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not playing the beta. I'm not playing the beta again until there's a Terran patch. Until they fix Terran, do something with it, fix the Raven. Like, I'm done. And if I'm saying that, what's the average? Like, what is the average? Terran players, the consumer. What is their reaction to the last patch? I could only imagine that they've already shipped. They're already gone. They're out the door already. They're playing another game. They're doing something else. So this is like, it's really bad. It's really fucking bad. Wings of Liberty, by the way, just as a little mini metagame update, it's still Zerg dominated, still Zerg and Protoss dominated. Terrans are basically non-existent anymore. And Infestors still rule every matchup. So, there's a lot riding on the beta not being shit. So please, I think as a community, we gotta ask Blizzard, like, hey, Terran, you know, stop hating on Terran, man. Do something with the race that's not complete trash and has to be nerfed every patch because of like 3 people. And then B, like, you know, infestors. For God's sake, don't buff the unit that everybody fucking hates to watch. It makes for boring games. It's how this unit was buffed. As you can see, I'm running out of like things to say in this video, so I guess this video is done. Until the next metagame update, until the next, you know, when they release the next patch, I'll do another metagame update. Hopefully it'll be more cheery and more happy. But right now, you know, I've had enough. Peace. I quit, motherfuckers. I'm done playing the beta. I'll still stream and do Wings of Liberty. I'm sure a lot of other people will as well, but fuck it. I'm out of here. Like, whew. Just waiting for patch bros, just like the rest of you. So, see you guys later. As a Terran player, you know, fuck it. I'm out of here. Peace.